Thank you so very much, and thank you to Chairwoman Clark. Thank you to Chairwoman Beatty. Thank you to the voices that you have heard, because these are not new voices. These are voices that have been steadfast. Thank you to the Haiti caucus and all of the co-chairs, and as well my Texas colleagues, Congresswoman Escobar and Congresswoman Garcia. We, as the Congressional Black Caucus, are the conscience and the defenders of black people in the United States and black people around the world. We are their strength and barrier. And so let me thank the chairwoman of the Congressional Black Caucus for being able to join her at a meeting at the White House where I think the ultimate decisions and representation of where we are had to be made. I do want to say that they were sensitive and responsive and listening, and we're going to continue to fight. But let me tell you why we have the credentials to be able to fight. And as I do so, let me acknowledge the busloads of migrant Haitians coming into the 18th Congressional District, happily so. People from all over the country are calling the facility to be able to be of help. Why? Because people know the dastardly plight of Haitians. Not that it is not a great heritage, a great country. They fought alongside of us in the Revolutionary War, in case any of you did not know. They have always been our allies. But they're now in a critical collapse. Assassination of their leader, the horrific earthquake, 800,000 displaced, and violence in the streets. Good people that need help. And so we must be at that point of helping. And let me say these points in terms of what we hope that we will see. First of all, the Haitians should be defined as stateless persons. Many of them have not been to Haiti in a decade. They've been in South and Central America. We thank them for that opportunity, but there's a collapse that has caused many of them to flee. In fleeing, one can question whether they can go back to those countries that are not their home countries. One has to determine whether or not you can go back to a country like Haiti that is in a collapse. And so what does this mean? It means that they can be declared stateless and that we can provide the State Department and others to craft a more humane and responsive action for them. In addition, a relic, Title 42, exists. It is a relic of the Trump administration. It was created to be mean-spirited. It was created to give those who are riding on horses the comfort, I can do this. And who are these people? I've never seen this massive numbers of people of dark skins coming across the border in this number. You have to understand these crises meet people in their place. And so the border has been safeguarded by Border Patrol and CBP and treating people in a right way. In this instance, actions by some created the narrative that is hurting these people who are just fighting for justice. Title 43, I asked for a suspension of it. It is discretionary. It is related to the Centers for Disease Control, and it can be monitored to the extent that what my colleagues have just asked for, the ability for due process and asylum petition to go forward. Let us create a safe and legal way for families and those who are elderly and those who are frightened and afraid of violence. Let us create that way that we can handle this. I know America can do it. Don't take the narrative of those who want to demean all of us that came from somewhere else. Don't demean the value of America, which is we take the forlorn, the worn, the oppressed. The Statue of Liberty has never bent her head. She still stands. And so we as a Congressional Black Caucus and all of our allies, we're so grateful for you because this crosses racial lines. We are standing here with a rainbow of people. We will not tolerate it anymore. And we know we can work with this administration because there's a caring heart there. Let's do the right thing and let's begin to move Haitians in a way that stateless people are treated around the world, and let us suspend the moratorium, suspend the deportation by putting a moratorium on Title 42. Congress listens to the Congressional Black Caucus. We are the conscience of the Congress for Black Americans and for those Black people and others around the world.